Shalom, everyone. Praise Yah. Another day that we might be refined and count these trials and this pressure all joy. For it's only for a season. Only for a season, and this is just the beginning. Praise Yah. The proving of our belief works endurance. We just ask you, Father. I come before you, Yah, and I ask, Father, that you would, Father, give us the strength and the wisdom and the wherewithal, Father, to endure unto the end. Having done everything, therefore, to stand, that we would stand. We would stand on the truth. We would stand on that which you have revealed to us, that we would continue in that, continually turn to, continually grab hold of, in everything that comes before us, continually grab hold of that which you have revealed to each and every one of us. And if any of us lacks wisdom, let us ask Elohim, not doubting, being tossed then to and fro, but walking in belief, walking in the works and the actions, that they may see our good works and praise you, Father, on your day of visitation. On your name, Yahuah, who came to rescue us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, today we're going to, I hope I'm not too low. Can you believe it? My mouth's not very loud tonight. Go figure. All right, let's, we'll start over here. We're going to start with the verses that we're going to look at. Actually, we're going to look at the whole chapter at some point, but this is where our study is coming from. James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. My brothers, my sisters, 12 tribes of Yisrael, the servants of Elohim, those in the dispersion. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the proving of your belief works endurance. Oh. Go to the first slide here. If the mouse will behave itself, apparently it wants to act like it doesn't know what it's doing, but we'll get it figured out. Okay. We're going to look at the words first in the verses and kind of look where they go in the Old Testament and other places in the New Testament and kind of trace them around a little bit. And then we'll come back to James chapter 1 and we'll read it in its entirety. So, my brothers, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Trials is G3986. We can see that's parasmos from G3985, a putting to the proof by experiment of good, experience of evil, solicitation, discipline, or provocation, by implication, adversity. We see it goes back to Psalm 95:8. If you look at the Apostolic Bible Polyglot, you'll see that this word temptation in that verse is the same Greek word for our trials, G3986. Harden not your heart. Continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed to you. Don't harden your heart against it. As in the provocation, as in the day of temptation in the wilderness. He is with us. It goes to Strong's 45:31 in the Hebrew. From 52:54, a testing of men, judicial, or of Elohim. In the ancient Hebrew lexicon, it's 1314a, A1. Oh, I forgot to make it a color down there. It's this one right here. right here. It's a trial. We see that the noun in that root there is a standard, a flag that hangs from a pole. At the eighth child root, family root, we see that it's the concrete is standard. At the 2-letter root, we have the noon and the sin. Some people would call it a samach. It's a sin. It's 2-letter root system. The action is lift. The concrete is standard. The abstract is refuge. Interesting, my mouse is... Okay. The pictograph noon is a picture of a seed representing continuance. The sin is a picture of a thorn representing the idea of grabbing hold. Combined, these mean continue to grab hold. The tribal flag that is hung from a horizontal pole and lifted up high and seen from a distance. So we have down here, and we'll just do the letters, and then we'll see if that's what happens with them. We have a trial. There is chaos. Oh, do we know what that is? We ain't seen nothing yet. That memk is the water. It can mean blood, water, washing, clean, chaos, mighty. The noon is the seed, and we see that in the 2-letter definition up there, it's continuance. The sin is a thorn, means grab hold of, hate, pierce, turn. The hay, of course, is a little man with his arms raised. It means revelation, behold, sigh, breath. So we see a trial is the chaos has come. The chaos is upon us. Are we going to continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed? Or are we not? It's a trial. It's a test. Reminds me of the test we used to have every night when the TV really would shut off. This is a test of the network broadcasting system. When the chaos comes, are we going to pass his test by continuing to grab hold of that which he revealed? And I wanted to show the word which this came from, which was the 3985. We saw the 3986 comes from the 3985. To test, objectively, that is endeavor, scrutinize, entice, discipline. We can trace that back to, I meant to put Exodus 17 in here. Exodus 17:7. It does go back to 2020. I guess it's still here. And Moshe said to the people, do not fear, for Elohim has come to prove you. Elohim doesn't tempt anybody. Okay? In Exodus 20:20, and we're gonna talk about this, he laid out the marriage ketubah, what was to be written on the tablets. Doesn't negate the tzitzit, doesn't negate some of these other things that we see, but he laid it out on the tablets. He's not tempting us. He tempts no one. But he has given us those things so that because he knows we're in this sinful, fallen world, and the enemy roams around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour by going and knocking on the door of our flesh. Sin is right at the door. But he has given those commands to us so that when the enemy, who is the prince of the power of the air right now, that we would be refined by continuing to grab hold of that which he has revealed. He's not tempting us. He has given us what we need when the enemy comes. He's given us what we need to pass the test. Praise Yah, he gave us what we need to pass the test. Goes to Strong's H5254, a primitive root to test, by implication to attempt. We can see down there at the V, 1314 HV, it's to test. At the H, we have action as test. A test to prove one is deserved of being lifted up. Lifted up to where? In the first resurrection, to eternal life, to come in with the 12 tribes, whom the letter of Yahuah is addressed to, that are in the dispersion. Are we going to pass the test? Are we going to pass the test? There seems to be other tests, and as we are in the midst of passing the test, we are also a witness at the same time to other people so that they can be encouraged, rebuked, corrected in order to pass the test. So that we water the seed in them. We nurture the seed in them. We speak to them so that the seed grows up into a mature stalk by the works that we do, even because their actions speak. So as we're proceeding to pass this test, we are affecting those around us. And so I just tell you how I got to this. I wasn't really going to talk about it, but you know what? I think it's really important that we understand that there's a test going to happen, or some testing going to happen, and it may not be next week or next month or even in 2 months for some of us. But they want a test. Everybody get a test. Get a test. If you can get a test. Right now they're saying, oh, there's not enough tests. Well, they're sending tests. Well, there's a test. And depending on how the beast system would like to work out, how it's moving forward, whether we pass their test or don't pass their test, it's not just about us. It's about who we're connected to and who those people are connected to and who those people are connected to. It's called the World Wide Web. There's a reason it's always been a web, because everything is entangled. Like a quantum particle. Everything's entangled together. Now, as you get out here, you get a little further away from the source, and so your effect is a little less. Almost like a spider web. If you break the little piece off in the middle, it affects that which is around it. If you shake it here, it shakes hard right here, but down here it doesn't shake so hard. So the further out you get, the less it maybe is going to shake in whatever direction. It's kind of like a game of Jenga. Here's the piece. Now if I pull this piece out, what's going to happen? If I leave it in, it might be better to pull this piece out. It's about the effect that it's going to have not only on you, but really it's about the effect that it's going to have on the people that you're the people that you guys know where my brain is, about the people that we are entangled with and how it's going to affect them in order to move this other agenda forward in this arena, this arena, this arena, this arena. And what will happen? Well, the data will be all combinatorially optimized to give back a certain percentage, because they can't ever be 100% sure because they ain't Yah. The data will be combinatorially optimized to see how the web you're entangled with will be affected in this area, this area, this area, and this area. Will it move their agenda forward in the manner and the time frame which they'd like it to move forward? Again, it's only random because they don't know how anybody's absolutely for sure going to act. They got no idea. I think we should all go out and do the opposite of what we usually do. Just throw everybody off. All right, that's whatever. So, sorry. But but those same people that we're entangled with, that they're trying to use for their agenda. I mean, at some point, right now, it's just like a mass thing. Maybe there's some specifics going on. There has been specifics going on for a while. They're going on in certain arenas, certain social media arenas, certain that kind of thing, news feeds and that kind of thing. Right now, seems to me that the unfortunate case of people that are not with us anymore. It's just a mass thing. It's mass. But it's going to come down to the point where it gets a little more specific until it's Johnny on the spot specific. Okay? So this is kind of more of the middle arena. But my point was that, I kind of got off there. The point was that those same people that we're entangled with now are seeing what we do. They're seeing how we act. They're seeing how it is under pressure. They're seeing who we believe. They're seeing whose side we're on and who we're leaning towards. That doesn't mean you don't know what's going on and you don't tell people what's going on and you don't warn people what's going on. But people are so in tune with what the word and what of the adversary and what he is putting out there is, that they just believe whatever he says. We need to be walking in the laws and the instructions and the spirit of Yahuah Elohim, so that we are continuing to grab hold of that which he has revealed in all of his arena, which is all of what he's breathed, what he's breathed. We need to continue to grab hold of that and walk in that and speak that. Speak up. Don't compromise. Speak up. Do what he said. He's going to put some in prison. Says so. Smyrna anyway. All right. That's kind of where this came from. That's what I got on the test. And Yah said, and he told me that, and I got that in my brain, and then he said, but what's my test? Are you going to pass my test? Who cares about their test? Who cares? It's his test that matters. And how we walk out the things that would be to pass his test. Not for ourselves, because yes, we're working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. But what are we putting forth to everybody else? So, test. The chaos has come. Look, there's been chaos always been here. The pressure's coming and it's going to come faster, like birth pangs. Are we going to continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed? Are we going to submit to Yahuah and resist the devil that he might flee from us? It doesn't mean you're not aware of what's going on in your world, or the world, that we are only sojourners and pilgrims in. All right, let's get back to the word. That's enough of me. So I'm going to look at this word proving, see where that goes, and then we'll look at some other scriptures. The word proving is the Greek 1383. Let me get some coffee for this. Oh, that's good. Dokimian. That might be where we get dominion. I don't know. Neuter of a presumed derivative of G1382. Attesting. By implication, trustworthiness. Test. This is a test. Of the words of Yahuah Elohim. Not the National Broadcasting System. They've been running a test for a long time. Okay, it goes back to Psalms 12:6. The words of Yahuah are clean words, silver tried in the furnace of the earth, refined 7 times. Have we sevened ourselves to the word of Elohim? Strong's 6884 in the Hebrew. Zahraf, a primitive root to fuse metal, that is, refine, literally or figuratively. Going to get all the dross out. We see down there at the V root, 2692V, refine. We see at the 2692, the action is refined, the concrete is crucible. The melting of metals in a crucible to remove the impurities and pour into a mold. Are we the mold of the word of Yahuah Elohim in everything we say and everything we do, because we have been redeemed? As we're walking to pass this test, knowing that the removing of the impurities inside of us, as we walk out our belief, speak it, walk it, that works endurance. Endurance for what? For the times of chaos, for the times of trouble, for the waiting on Him until He comes. Interesting. Exodus 17, 1-7. Now we got to look at the words. A couple of words there. Exodus 17, 1-7. And all the congregation of the children of Yisrael, those who are supposed to be ruling with El, set out on their journey from the wilderness of sin according to the mouth of Yahuah. Are we journeying according to the mouth of Yahuah? And camped at Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people strove with Moshe and said, "Give us water to drink." And Moshe said to them, "Why do you strive with me? Why do you try Yahuah?" Let's look at that word strive real quick. Exodus 17, 7, boom. 1439 MV. Strive. The responsibility of the master is to strive for survival and protection of the house. Yahuah led them there. He wasn't tempting them. He led them there. Was their flesh going to believe that He was going to provide? But they strove with Moshe. Why do you strive with me? Why do you strive with Yahuah? Why do you feel like you... And it's not that they aren't the head of their own house, but if Yahuah leads you somewhere, quit striving with Him like it's your house. It's His house. He's going to provide the water to drink, even in the midst of a dry and thirsty land. He's going to provide us with the water of life. The resh is a picture of the head. The bait is a picture of a tent representing family. Combine these mean head of the family. This is the word Rob. So, Rob, Reb, whatever vowel you want to put in there. Pick a vowel, any vowel. Anyway, that's another story. Obviously, I have a sore spot there. It's where we get rabbi in the New Testament. Don't call anyone rabbi. Rab. But yet they called John Rob. It's talking about the head, the very, very head, top dog of the house, of the family. This person was a representative for the whole tribe, one abundant in authority and wisdom. Did Yah not have wisdom enough to know why he took them there? Yet they strove with Moshe, they strove with Yahuah himself. How much of us think we know better sometimes? If we keep following him and seeking him, even if we end up in the midst of a dry and thirsty land, he's going to provide water. He's going to provide the physical water, and he's going to provide the water of life. And the people thirsted there for water, and the people grumbled against Moshe and said, "Why did you bring us out of Mitzrayim? To kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" Last time I checked, it said Yahuah brought them out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. Was Moshe his representative in that? Of course. Did Moshe do the wrong thing? Not in this instance. Striking the rock's another thing, but he did exactly what he was told. Yet it's Moshe's fault. Yet it's Yahuah's fault. But here's what happens. Then Moshe cried out to Yahuah, saying, "What am I to do with this people? Yet a little, and they shall stone me." And Yahuah said to Moshe, "Pass over before the people, and take with you some of the elders of Yisrael, and take in your hand your rod, which you struck the river, and go. See, I am standing before you there on the rock in Horeb. And you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people shall drink." And Moshe did so before the eyes of the elders of Yisrael. They drank from the rock. They drank water from the rock. All they had to do was wait a minute. And he called the name of the place Massah. There's our word. Testing. Trial. In the midst of what seemed to be chaos, were they going to continue to grab hold of that which Yah had revealed to them? He revealed the 7 plagues to them. He revealed that they walked out of there and they went through they got away from Pharaoh. They went through the Red Sea. Moshe's going to give them the Torah, the Ketubah, the laws, the right rulings. Were they going to continue to grab hold of that which he had revealed, which they had seen with their own eyes? They continually hardened their hearts in the wilderness. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the strife. There's that word, strife. Oh, I still got that up. Strife of the children of Yisrael. And because they tried, let's look at that. Sorry about the nasty titles this is going to pull up. Tired of apologizing for that. Maybe I should look for something else on here. Because they tried to test to see if Yah would be faithful to his word, to see if he would continue to grab hold of, to bring his revelation forth in the midst of the chaos. They tempted him. They tried him. In the midst of their chaos, they tried what? They tried who? The El Tah. Is he going to be, is he out of order? He's everything from the El to the Tah in its proper order. They tried Yahuah, saying, "Is he Yahuah in our midst or not?" What? Is he in our midst or not? Do we believe it? Are we waiting on him? We are surrounded in a dry and thirsty land. People may need physical water. Buying lots of bottled water. I can't say as I blame them. Who knows? I don't know. But are we believing him for the water of life? Are we believing him that he is going to allow us to drink from the rock? He is the rock and he knows no other? There's going to be it says a famine for the word. There's going to be a famine and a thirst. Do we believe he's with us or not? Who are we putting our faith in? Are we striving for our own house? Are we striving for the house of Yahuah Elohim and following everything that he has given us in the midst of the chaos to grab hold of that which he has revealed? Or are we trying him in the midst of our own striving? And there we have the Exodus 20:20 that I talked about. I was going to pull that up, I think. Well, we ain't going there yet. So, we all know this is where the 10 words are, the 10 commandments, what we call the 10 commandments. I'm not going to read all those. Never hurts to read them and refresh. And Moshe said unto the people, fear not. For Elohim has come to prove you. He doesn't tempt anybody. And in order that his fear be before you, so that you do not sin. Elohim has given us all we need to fill the void, the empty space that is in us, where we would strive for ourselves, so that we can continue to grab hold of that which he revealed. Up in the first part of the chapter, to the people that were crossed through the Red Sea, they saw it with their own eyes. That we would continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed. He came to give that to us, so when the trials and the chaos came, that we would fear him, that the fear of him would be before our faces, and we would sin not, so that we would know, because that's what the Torah does. It reveals what sin is to us because it shows us what to do. It shows us what not to do. It shows us what to do. So if something's telling us to do something else, we don't need to strive with him about that. He's already given it to us. Where is he? Where is Yahuah? He's right here. He's right here. He's right here in this word. He's right here everywhere. And that's what the enemy wants to take over, is the everywhere out here. With his word and his wave and his wind and his taking over and changing this and that and the food and the water and the weather and the air and what's been said and what we think and what's been revealed and change it and twist it. Okay, I could continue on. Could we not? Put in so many more examples. That was for you, Sylvia. So we've got what he's given us. What he's revealed to us in his word. That we can follow that and endure unto the end. And when the chaos comes, that which would come against us, that would try to keep us from walking it out and passing the test, being refined, we better be hot for him. Because if we're lukewarm, he's going to spit us out of his mouth. Okay. Deuteronomy 8, 1-20. test. This is a test. The National Broadcasting System would like you not to pass this test. Right? Deuteronomy 8, 1-20. Guard to do every command which I command you today. Pass the test, know the commands, walking them out, being refined, dying to the flesh, being made into the image of Yahushua Messiah. The mold of the word refined in us. Is that what we're speaking? Is that what we're walking? That you might live when? Live life in him now and live life in him eternally. And shall increase and go in and shall possess the land. What? What? Possess the land. People that currently possess it, of which Yahuah swore to your fathers. He swore it. You going to strive with him about what he swore he was going to do? Is he with us? Is he going to do it? Can he? And you shall remember that Yahuah your Elohim led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness. He's still leading us. He's still here. He's everywhere. To humble you. Prove you. Again, he's not tempting anybody. He's given us everything we need for life and righteousness, so that we might wear the clean white garments of righteousness. Be the bride of Elohim. Because he knows that we live in a sinful, fallen world. He's given us everything to pass the test in the midst of the chaos. To know what is in your heart, what authority is inside of us. What mold are we made from? Is it the word of Yahuah in our hearts? Is the fullness of his authority that we've sevened ourselves to, that we've made an oath to, that's tried inside of us, inside of this furnace of these earthly bodies that we're made of? Whether you guard his commands or not. And he humbled you and let you suffer hunger. Leave that. And fed you with manna, which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, to make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every proceeding that comes forth from the mouth of Yahuah. There's something out here on this channel. It's been a long time ago. 2 years? 3 years? I think it's called Come Out of Her, My People, maybe. I can't remember. If I can find the link, I'll put it. That really goes into this specific verse. Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. Garment's not going to be worn out. Follow his commands. Know that he is Yahuah. Pass the test. Be refined. Guard the commands. You'll just keep right on walking. You will not faint. You will not grow weary. Apparently your feet won't swell either. I don't know what that word swell is. What's it say? Swelling of dough as it ferments. Oh, isn't that interesting? To get the fermentation out of the dough. I guess, that kind of reminds me of leaven. I don't think that's the word, but isn't that interesting? Thus you shall know in your heart, in the authority that's inside of you, that you've allowed to refine you, that you walk fully after. That as a man disciplines his son, so Yahuah Elohim disciplines you. Why? It's for our future and our hope. Let's go look at that word discipline. Oh, look. Chastiseth. With what? Everything from the L to the Ta in its proper order, because he wants you to be in proper order, under the order of the King of righteousness, because we're supposed to be his sons and his daughters. 1342 LV. To make a change in direction through instruction or chastisement. The turning the head through the instruction or force of the child or student into a particular direction. He's showing us the direction to continue to go. So when we stop continuing to grab hold of that which is revealed, and he needs to turn us in the right direction, instruction in some manner comes to us. Sometimes takes off his hand and allows the chaos to happen in order for us to see, yeah, we don't want that. Is that what we're going to choose? What particular direction would he want us to head? To repentance, to be pressed back to the tent. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Yahuah your Elohim to walk in his ways and fear him. Because this is the proving of your belief. This is the proving of our walk. This is showing everyone that's around us our web. Those that we're entangled with. I hate to call it a web, but it is pretty visual. So let's guard the commands. Therefore, we want to be disciplined like that. Anyone that says he has not sinned is a liar and the truth is not in him. All of us are going to have discipline. For Yahuah your Elohim is bringing you into a good land. A land of streams. 20. A land of streams of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of valleys and hills. A land of wheat and barley. There's a couple harvests going on there. Of vines and fig trees and pomegranates. Okay. A land of olive oil and honey. A land in which you eat bread without scarcity. Praise Yah. I guess the shelves will be full. In which you do not lack all. A land whose stones are iron and out of whose hills you dig copper. And you shall eat and be satisfied. Well, we eat and be satisfied. Oh, what is going on with this mouse? It doesn't want me. It wants to be everywhere that I don't want to be. Okay. And shall bless Yahuah your Elohim for the good of the land which he has given you. Are we going to... I wonder what that goes to. Be on guard lest you forget, lest you turn to another direction, lest we fail the test, lest he come and examine us and see, well, he already knows, lest he come upon the examination of all those who are called, to pick those who are chosen, and see that we have forgotten Yahuah our Elohim by not guarding his commands, fail the test, and his right rulings and his laws, which I command you today. Is he with us? Are we guarding his commands? Be on guard lest you forget. Deuteronomy 8:11. Forget not, a turning toward another direction. Turn, concrete face, the turning of the face. This is where we get panah. Are we turned towards another direction? We should be guarding the commands before the face of Yahuah Elohim and not turned to any other mighty one, lest we forget what? Forget the El to the Taw, because he is everything from the El to the Taw, and everything in between, the beginning to the end, the first to the last, the El to the Taw. We need to guard so that we don't forget that we are before the face of Elohim. Are we going to turn away from that and forget? Or are we in the midst of the chaos? Are we going to grab hold of that which has been revealed? We're going to continue to grab hold of that. Lest you eat and be satisfied, and build lovely houses and dwell in them, and your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and your gold are increased, and all that you have is increased. This is talking about earthly silver and gold, not that which has been refined inside of us. And then in your heart becomes lifted up, and you forget Yahuah your Elohim. You forget the El to the Taw and everything that he's put in its proper order and given to you. Whether it be here, whether it be internally, all of a sudden now, we've done it for ourselves. We've strove for our own house, and we've done it for ourselves. We've just forgotten who he is. Have we forgotten who he is? Look around. Who brought you out of the land of Mizraim, from the house of bondage, who led you through the great and awesome wilderness. Right? Think about, now listen to this. Fiery serpents. Yo, we got some snakes going on. They got some fire they want to get you, consume you with. He's the all-consuming fire. That serpent gonna be consumed by him. He'd like to consume us. And scorpions, we're supposed to walk on the scorpions according to, I think it's Psalm 91. And thirst. Because he gives us to drink. He gives us to drink of himself. Not that we don't need physical water. Where there was no water, who brought water for you out of a flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you and to try you, to do good to you in the end. He's given everything you need in the midst of the chaos. Everything you need to continually grab hold of that which he has revealed, which is just exactly what you need. So in the end, he can do good to us. So he can lift us up out of the dust on the last day. So that those that are called, there'll be a group that'll be chosen. And you shall say in your heart, you then shall say in your heart, my power and the strength of my hand have made for me this wealth. But you shall remember Yahuah your Elohim, for it is he who gave you power to get wealth, in order to establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is today. And it shall be, if you by any means forget Yahuah your Elohim, and follow other mighty ones, if you don't continue to grab hold of that which he revealed, but that other seed, you turn that direction and start to grab hold of what they're revealing, and serve them and bow yourself to them, I have warned you this day that you shall certainly perish. You shall be separated from the whole life and functionality, Tob, that comes from Yahuah Elohim. You will certainly perish. It's perish. It's H686. Separated from. Didn't pass the test. Got examined. Didn't pass the test. Didn't allow ourselves to be refined in the fire like silver and gold, walking in the likeness, walking after him as he is in the light. Like the nations which Yahuah is destroying before you, they are going down. It may not look like it for a while yet, but rest assured, if he said so, it will happen. So you are to perish because you did not obey the voice of Yahuah your Elohim, failed the test, failed to follow what he laid out. The dross was never burned off. We're not refined in the fire. We're not walking in the light as he is in the light. Seems to me like there might have been a mixture going on. Okay. Psalm 26, 1 through 5. Let me tell someone something real quick here, because I hate to leave him hanging. You know who you are, because I'm sending you a text that says, you'll know who you are when you see the text and you see this. I am recording. Call you in a bit. Okay. All right. Psalm 26, 1 to 5. All right. Let's pull it up on the e-sword. Ew. Titles are even in the ISR on the e-sword. Good grief. Rule me rightly. There's going to be no partiality in his judgment, O Yahuah. Judge me rightly, O Yahuah, for I have walked in my integrity, my maturity, whole and complete, passing the test, continually grabbing hold of what you have revealed in the midst of the chaos. Why? Because I've grown up as a full, mature stalk of wheat. For and I'm being refined. The dross is off. Examine me. To test, try, or scrutinize. A close and careful examination of a place or something. An inspection to determine effectiveness. Comes from Bach. Examination to select a choice one. That's Bahar. That's chosen. Examine us, O Yahuah. Scrutinize to see if we've continued to grab hold of that which you revealed and have been refined. All the dross is off. We are made free and clear of impurities and are following after the likeness of Yahuah Elohim. In our kidneys, in our reins, which make us tame for the yoke, which comes from the bride line, because the kidneys filter the blood. In our reins, in our kidneys, that we've bent our will to the shepherd. We are tame for the yoke. And in our heart we have taken on the fullness of the authority. Yahuah is with us. Yahuah Elohim is the authority inside of us. Examine us, Yahuah. This is going to happen. Are we ready? We're passing this out to all those that we're entangled with. And it's going out from there. And it's going out from there. Like a sound wave. I have trusted in Yahuah without wavering. There ain't no doubt. I asked for wisdom, trusting that you gave it to me, that I'm walking in it. No doubt. Oh, wait, I went back to verse 1. Who knows how I got there? Verse 3, I must have missed it. Who knows? We didn't talk about it. For your loving commitment is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. The truth that's been implanted, the implanted word that is inside of us, that allows us to grab hold of that which he has revealed, because it is the implanted word that's inside of us, which is the fullness of the authority in our heart, the fullness of the authority that is inside of us, that when we continue to grab hold of it, it refines us. I have not sat with men of falsehood, nor do I enter with pretenders. We got some of those out there. We got some tares in the wheat. We got some sleeper cells. We got all kinds of silliness. Pretenders. What a word. I can't remember what that is. Let's look at it. That just makes me laugh. I'm sure there's a good friend of mine out there making her laugh too. The pretenders. They be hidden or obscured from sight, covered or unknown. Well, guess what? They're rearing their snake heads now. I have hated the assembly of evildoers, of those who are dysfunctional, turned away from them. And I do not sit with the wrong. Why? Because I'm in the midst of passing the test, so that when I'm scrutinized, Yahuah can see that the dross has been refined in the fire. The fire of what? Affliction, of testing, of pressure, of chaos. You're not just going to get close to the fire like that, It's gonna, I know Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came right out of there. I get it. The pressure that they believed Yahuah. Put us in there. If he saves us, he saves us. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We're going into the fire. People, we're going into the fire. Okay? All right. 1 Corinthians 3. Oh, well, I guess we got a big one here. 1 to 23. And I, brothers, was not able to speak to you as spiritual ones, but as to fleshly, as to babes in Messiah. I fed you with milk. Milk is supposed to make the bones strong. Inside the bones, the DNA is made. It goes inside the blood cells. The blood cells take it throughout the body. The blood is life to the body. Well, he fed them with milk and not with solid food. For until now you were not able to receive it. Why? Because there was no maturity. No, not grown up. No integrity. Striving for own house. Not house of Yahuah. And even now, you are still not able to take on the solid food. Because you're going to choke on it. For you are still fleshly. Just not grown up. There's no maturity. For since there is envy, strife, and divisions among you, are you not fleshly and walking according to man? Two can't walk together unless they're agreed. There should not be envying. Oh gosh, I got a verse in the back of my mind, but it won't roll off my tongue right now. And strife. Whose house are we striving for? Our own ideas, our own theology, and divisions among you. We're supposed to be walking in the implanted word of Yahuah Elohim. There's no unity in compromise. These divisions are not supposed to be. There's only one way. There's one name, one way, one feast time, one Sabbath, one set of instructions. He's not coming 3 or 4 or 5 different times for a group of people that celebrated Passover 3 or 4 or 5 different times that all are on a different schedule for trumpets. He's not. Where did these divisions come from? Enemy went, planted some tares amongst the wheat, put in some sleeper cells, got some snakes popping up, enticing our flesh. Now we got all these ideas that never were. For when one says, I am of Shaul, and another, I am of Apollos, are you not fleshly? Duh. Who are we of? Who is our head? What then is Apollos, and what is Shaul? But servants, just like we're all supposed to be. Just like Jacob was in James chapter 1. Just like he's talking to the 12 tribes who are supposed to be servants, just like him. Through whom you believed and walked this thing out as the master assigned to each. I planted, Apollos water, but Elohim was giving the growth. We're supposed to be planting and watering those that we are entangled with so they would grow by it. By what? By the word of Elohim that is supposed to be implanted in our hearts in the midst of the chaos we're seeing grabbing hold of, continually grabbing hold of that which has been revealed, which is from the implanted word, which is in our heart, which we have sevened ourselves to, which has been tried in the furnace of our earthly flesh. We're going to die to it. We're going to allow this stuff to be burned out so those that we are entangled with can hear and see the truth, so that we can plant properly, water properly, nourish properly, that Elohim might give the growth. Not that he can't give growth. That's what we're supposed to do for those that we are quote unquote entangled with, that are around us, that are our brothers, that would come into the faith. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is any at all. We ain't nothing. It's our reasonable service. But Elohim who gives the increase. We ought not think more highly of ourselves than we are. We need to make our boast in Yahuah. And he who plants and he who waters are one, and each one shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. We are fellow workers of Elohim. You are the field of Elohim, the building of Elohim. The building of Elohim is made of living stones. The field of Elohim has the seeds planted in it, which start out as a seed. They get a little sprout. They get a stalk, and they grow up into a full, mature stalk of wheat with a head that's ready for the harvest. Is that what we're preparing people for? To be living stones in the wall of the New Jerusalem? To be ready for the first harvest? It's our reasonable service. And we can only do that if we ourselves, in the midst of the chaos, are continuing to grab hold of that which has been revealed and allowing ourselves to be refined. According to the favor of Elohim, which was given to me as a wise master builder. He doesn't keep tearing down the house, but builds on the straight plumb line, the wall of the building. From where? From the cornerstone. I have laid the foundation and another builds on it, but each one should look how he builds. We need to look how we're building. For no one is able to lay another foundation except that which is laid, which is Yahuah, who came to rescue us, the Messiah. If anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, straw, each one's work shall be revealed, for the day shall show it up, because it is revealed by fire. Is that which we do and that which we've worked going to be burned up in the fire? The fire shall prove the work of each one of which sort that it is. It shall show whether it is refined gold and silver with no dross in it, or whether it is wood, hay, or straw. It shall be proven whether it has been refined. And we were walking in the likeness of Yahushua, Messiah, Yahuah, who came to rescue us. If anyone's work remains which he has built on, he shall receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, but so as through fire. Just get it over with. I speak to myself. Let's just get it over with. Keep grabbing hold of that which he has revealed to us and allow the dross to be burned off and us to be walking in the image and likeness of Yahushua Messiah. Do you not know that you are the dwelling place of Elohim, the implanted word of Elohim, which has been implanted into our hearts so that the authority that's inside of us can speak, because he speaks to us, to the authority that's inside of us, that we might speak, because he is the authority that's inside of us, because he is every piece, part, and conglomerate of the word which he breathed. And that the spirit of Elohim dwells in you. Are we walking in it? In the commands and in the other things that he's telling us to do and showing and revealing to us in all arenas? Are we worried about what's going on in their arenas? Not that we shouldn't look at it. We're going to go through the fire. We're going to get burned, or we're going to let it burn off of us. We're going to be consumed in the end, or we're going to allow that stuff to be consumed out of us now. If anyone destroys the dwelling place of Elohim, Elohim shall destroy him. For the dwelling place of Elohim is set apart, which you are. Let no one deceive himself. If anyone among you seems to be wise in this age, let him become foolish, so that he might become wise. Don't walk in the stuff of this age, in the wisdom of this world, and the wisdom of this age. I'm not saying don't know about it. We need to be in the midst of the chaos of this age and of this time. Continually grab a hold of that which He has revealed. Ask for the wisdom of Yahuah Elohim, the wisdom that was there with Him in the very beginning, as spoken of in Proverbs 8. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Elohim. For it has been written, He catches the wise in their craftiness. Ask for His wisdom and walk in it. And again, Yahuah knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are worthless. Not the wisdom that He gives, but the wisdom that the world gives. And then we ask, and then we doubt, and then we're tossed to and fro by every wind and wave of doctrine and idea and etc. Quit listening to Him. So then, let no one boast in men, for all belongs to you. Whether Shaul, or Apollos, or Kepha, or the world, or life, or death, or the present, or the future. All belongs to you. All belongs to you. And you belong to Messiah. We belong to the head. We are all part of the same, supposed to be same body, being refined in the fire, each and every individual, and then and the body as a whole. And Messiah is the title of the high priest, the greatest prophet, and the King of Kings, and that belongs to Elohim. He's the head. There's only one head. We belong to this head, and this head is Elohim. Okay. I think I've read this. Oh, not that one. I think I've read this in the last 3 studies. I don't know why I can't get away from it. It just keeps showing up. It keeps showing up. So we're going to keep reading it. First Peter chapter 2. Having then put aside all evil, in the midst of the chaos, continuing to grab hold of that which has been revealed, and allowing ourselves to be refined by it, so that when we are examined, we are scrutinized, we shall see that our works are pure, refined metals, as in the fire, that we are walking in the light, in the likeness of Yahushua, Messiah, our head, because the body should be following the head wherever it goes. I mean, my head's not going that way, and my body's not going that way. Most of the time. But for me. Okay, now serious. And all deceit and hypocrisies and envyings and all evil, dysfunctional words. As newborn babes, desire the unadulterated milk of the word. Just like we saw over there. Giving it to them as babes. Wanted to give them solid food. But they wouldn't even grow by the milk of the word that he was giving them, so that he could give them the solid food in order, says here, in order that you would grow by it. Why? So you could eat solid food. Milk makes the bones strong where the DNA is. Then you can have solid food. You don't start out as a baby with this solid food. I've heard people say it's like drinking out of a fire hose. Time is short. If indeed you have tasted that the Master is good. Drawing near to him, a living stone, in the dwelling place, which we are being built into, the new Yerushalayim, rejected indeed by men, but chosen by Elohim and precious. He chose his word not to return to him void. He chose his word to make the flesh that he was wrapped in the fullness of Elohim bodily. His word and his seed and that which he breathed is precious to him. Many are called, but few are chosen, because we need to desire the unadulterated milk of the word, so that the DNA inside of us goes into the blood and flows throughout the body and causes us to grow, so that we can have the solid food, so that we can be living stones in the wall of New Yerushalayim, with him as the quote-unquote living stone. You also, as living stones, are being built up a spiritual house, a set-apart priesthood, to offer up spiritual slaughter offerings. We're supposed to be a living sacrifice every day. Are we allowing that sacrifice to be burned, that to be burned off of us, so that we are made into the likeness and the image of Yahushua Elohim, acceptable to Elohim through Yahushua Messiah? Because we are following the word that came and walked, that he chose to come and walk out. We, in the midst of any chaos, just like he was led into the wilderness and tempted by the devil, even in the midst of what seemed like chaos, he continued to grab hold of that which he had already revealed, for the love of his bride, and so that we could walk it out after him. Because it is contained in the scripture, see, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, chosen, precious, and he who believes on him shall no means be put to shame. Oh, I believe it? No. I believe it, and I walk it, and I continually grab hold of that which he has revealed in my walk, putting aside all evil, deceit, hypocrisy, envying, evil words. He shall by no means be put to shame. He's not going to be like a dried up seed. This preciousness then is for you who believe, who walk it out, but to those who are disobedient, refuse to die to the flesh, refuse to grab hold of that which has been revealed. The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone, and a stone of stumbling and a rock that makes for falling. He is the rejected King of righteousness. He is the rejected Melchizedek high priest. Not by me, but by many, who stumble because they are disobedient to the word. The word's supposed to be implanted. They're disobedient to it. They're not being refined by the word that's been implanted inside of them, because they will not grab hold of, continually grab hold of that which has been revealed to them, even though they were appointed to it, to which they also were appointed. But you are a chosen race, Bahar, where we get that, where we saw the choicest. Many are called, few are chosen. That's where we get this from. That examination to scrutinize. It comes from that root. Been scrutinized to see if you continue to grab hold of that which had been revealed, and you've been refined in the fire. A royal priesthood, a set-apart nation, a people for a possession, that you should proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness. He called you out, and into his marvelous light. Are we going to shine forth through our words and our actions? We've been called out. We're going to continue to grab hold of that which he revealed through our words and through our actions, because that's what's going to shine forth to those that we are brothers and sisters, like-minded, entangled with, if you need a worldly word, who were once not a people, but now the people of Elohim, who have not obtained compassion, but now obtain compassion. Beloved ones, I appeal to you, as sojourners and pilgrims, to abstain from fleshly lusts. Continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed. Submit to Yah and resist the enemy, which battle against the being, knocking at the door. Having your behavior, your walk among the nations so good, among not only the brethren, but at large, so good that those you were entangled with, when they speak against you as dysfunctional, as evildoers, as crazy as a loon, let them, by observing your good works, because actions speak, then they better match our words, let them esteem Elohim in the day of his visitation. That's our goal for those around us. Who cares what their test does, where it puts us? We need to be sure we're affecting people for the kingdom in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the refining, which leads us to working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, which leads us to the point where we can be examined to see if we're going to be the choices, to see if we're going to be the chosen, because we've been called to do this. We need to do it. The choice is not ours whether we're chosen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make us want to do it any less, or it shouldn't, just because we know he knows. Just because you know he knows, does that mean you want to burn in the lake of fire? Come on now. That's just stupid. Did I say that? Daniel 12. Now at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great head, who is standing over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of distress, a time of pressure, a time of pressing in by the enemy, such as never was since there was a nation. Never was. Never seen it before. Never been. Until that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone who is found written in the book. How do we get in the book? Just food for thought. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth wake up. What? Resurrection language. Some to everlasting life, and some to reproaches, everlasting abhorrence. And those and those who have insight shall shine like the brightness of the expanse. Are we going to shine? Are our garments going to be white and bright and clean and pure? Have we been refined like bright and clean and pure metals? Are we going to shine? Is the righteousness going to shine? There will be those who have insight, who have understanding of the situation to be prosperous and successful, not in an earthly manner, in the kingdom, and lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. There's the people, there's the like-minded, there's the ones we're entangled with, no matter where they're at right now. Are we going to shine forth like that? Are we going to be in that clean white garment on that day because we shined forth like that? We're going to shine forth through our words and our actions in the midst of the chaos and continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed and allow ourselves to be refined like metal in the crucible? Those are the ones who pass the scrutinizing examination test that are chosen. But you, O Daniel, hide the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall diligently search. They're gonna run true and fro. And knowledge shall increase. Well, if we ain't there, I don't know what to say. I mean, we got some increase going on out here. Exponential. You talk about exponential. Wow. Then I, Daniel, looked and saw two others standing, one on this side, one on this bank of the river, and the other on that bank. And one said to the man dressed in linen, who was above the waters of the sea, how long till the end of these wonders? I wonder what that word is. Oh, can we look? I have no idea. Can we look? Can we look? Yeah, we can look. Thank you. All right, now that's enough on me. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't even know if I know anything about it. What? How long till the end of these wonders? He's our wonderful counselor. Who? Yahuah. To do a great action out of judgment. A great work is an act of intercession. It's a pei and a lam. The pictograph pei is the mouth. The lam is a shepherd's staff representing authority. Combine these means speak to authority. A coming to one in authority to intercede on one's own behalf or for another. The action is plead. The concrete is judgment. Oh, I think I read EV instead of EN. Performance. To do a great action out of judgment. And he asked, how long will it be? Oh, I hit the wrong word. Wrong tab, I mean. How long will it be to the end of these great acts of judgment that you are performing? Have you started yet? Oh, my. And I heard the man dressed in linen who was above the waters of the river and held up his right hand and his left hand to the heavens, and swore by him who lives forever and ever, because the word swears by him who breathed it, that it would be for an appointed time, appointed times, and half a time. And when they have ended scattering the power of the set-apart people, then all these shall be completed. And I heard, but I did not understand. I said, my master, what is the latter end of these matters? We are right at the door. We are near time. And he said, go, Daniel, for the words are hidden and sealed till the time of the end. And here we are. Many shall be cleansed and made white, garments of white, white as righteousness, and refined. Refined in what? There's that word, refined in the fire, like the crucible. All the impurities are out. Walk in the light as he is in the light. Be cleansed of all unrighteousness. Because you can't lead many to righteousness if you're not walking in righteousness, like the stars forever and ever. If you don't have insight, you can't give anybody else insight how to be prosperous and successful on your way into the kingdom and to walk in righteousness and continue to grab hold of that which has been revealed and to be refined in the fire of the crucible, to allow the implanted word that's inside of you to come forth. But the wrong shall do wrong, and none of the wrong shall understand. Revelation 22:11. But those who have insight shall understand. If people ain't convicting, warning, rebuking, and appealing to you according to Timothy, 1 Timothy, was it 1 Timothy or 2 Timothy? I don't know. I just did it too, and I don't even remember if it's 1 or 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 4:2. They don't have understanding. There has to be conviction. There has to be rebuking. There has to be appealing with patience and understanding. There has to be a say, hey, don't go this way. Hey, go this way. Hey, look at this is what we're going to continue to grab hold of, and this is what he's revealed. He's revealed all things of him in here. Has he revealed what the enemy's up to in some respects? And this is not the book of the enemy, but he's revealed some of it. If they're not showing you what to and what not to walk into, and you don't know these things that are coming up in Revelation chapter 13, and you are unable to have insight to explain them to people so that they are prosperous and successful on their walk to the water into the kingdom of life, you are a great teacher in Israel and you don't know this? And from the time That which is continual is taken away, and the abomination that lays waste is set up is 1,290 days. Blessed is he who is waiting earnestly. Are we enduring until the end? Enduring all trials and temptations and being refined? And comes to the 1,335 days. But you go your way till the end, he tells Daniel. And rest and arise to your lot at the end of days. Revelation 19, 1 through 10. And after this I heard a loud voice of a great crowd in the Shemaim saying, Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Yahuah! Deliverance and esteem and respect and power to Yahuah our Elohim. It's all his. It's all because of him. It's all by him, through him, and for him. Because true and righteous are his judgments. Can we just read about those judgments back here? Because he has judged the great whore, who corrupted the earth with her whoring. A whore does not continue or does not even try in the midst of the chaos. They're the cause of the chaos. And they continue to grab hold. Anybody that's in the beast whore system continues to grab hold of that which is being revealed by the whore. And he has avenged on her the blood of his servants. Who are his servants? Those of the 12 tribes of Israel. Those who have been called, and of them those who have been chosen. Of his servants shed by her. She's drunk with the blood of the set apart ones. The whore is of the other seed. And the second time they said, Hallelujah, Yahuah. And her smoke rises up forever and ever. Because the fires destroyed her, consumed her. Are we going to allow that to be burned off in us now? And the 24 elders and the 4 living creatures fell down and worshipped Elohim, who sat on the throne, saying, Amen. Amen. Hallelujah, Yahuah. And a voice came from the throne saying, Praise our Elohim, all you his servants. Jacob was his servant, and the 12 tribes he was speaking to in James chapter 1 are to be the servants of Yahuah Elohim, and we are to serve one another. And those who fear him, both small and great. And I heard the voice of a great crowd, as the sound of many waters. As the sound of mighty thunder, saying, Hallelujah, Yahuah, for Yahuah El Shaddai reigns. Let us be glad and rejoice and give him praise. For the marriage supper of the Lamb is come, and his wife has prepared herself, passed the test. In the midst of the chaos, did not take the mark. Had the name of Yahuah written on her forehead. In the midst of the chaos, continued to grab hold of with fervor that which has been revealed by Yahuah Elohim, and allowed herself to be refined so that she would be in the likeness and the image of Yahuah Messiah, 1 John chapter 3, himself. And to her it was given to be dressed in fine linen, clean and bright and shining. For the fine linen is the righteousnesses of the set apart ones, the ones that were labeled to lead others into righteousness, like stars forever and ever. And he said to me, Right, blessed are those who have been called to the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said to me, These are the true words of Yahuah Elohim. And I felt at his feet to worship him, but he said to me, See, do not do it. I am your fellow servant, and of your brothers who possess the witness of Yahushua. Worship Elohim. Servants, possess the witness. Possess the witness for who? Your own salvation with fear and trembling, but those who are like-minded and those who you are entangled with. For the witness of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, so you can lead them into righteousness forever and ever. All right, let's go read the chapter where we started. James, chapter 1. Maybe not. Oh, come on. There we go. Jacob. A servant of Elohim, which is what we are to be. Also even of the Master, who is Elohim, who is Yahuah Messiah, to the 12 tribes who are in the dispersion. To you. Greetings, my brothers from the 12 tribes. Those who he's entangled with. Those who he's supposed to be like-minded with. Count it all joy. Count it all joy when you fall into these various trials. The enemy has various ways. There's various ways for him to move his agenda forward in your life personally and to those who are around you that you would affect, that you are entangled with. He's going to bring the chaos. But our job in the chaos, in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the test, is to continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed, that which Yahuah has revealed. Knowing that the proving, the refining of that which we are walking out, which makes us in the image and the likeness of Yahushua Messiah in what we say and what we do, that they might esteem Elohim in the day of his visitation, it works endurance. It allows us to keep continuing to the end, to keep passing the tests and the trials in the midst of the next chaos that the enemy would try to throw at us, and to get rid of any dross that's still left. And let endurance have its perfect work. Let it be mature. Let us walk in integrity, so that you be perfect, mature, and complete in the bride line, lacking in naught. Got no dross in there. It's all cleaned out. There's nothing lacking in there that's not been refined. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of Elohim, who gives to all generously and without reproach, and it shall be given to him. Not the wisdom of the world, the wisdom of Elohim, not the wisdom of this age, the wisdom of Elohim. But he should ask in belief. Why? So walk it out. Not doubting. Walk it out. For he who doubts is like the wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. So we're going to be amongst, if we doubt, then we'll be in the midst of the wave of the sea, which the whore of Babylon sits among the sea of the people, and we're driven and tossed to and fro by every stupid thing they're saying. Did I say that? By every stupid thing they're saying. If we all only knew way back when what we know now. And we just don't know what we just don't know. And if we ask him for wisdom, we need to be ready to walk that out. Or the enemy's going to and fro in that chaos, that water that's at the beginning of that word. For that man should not think that he shall receive whatever from the master. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Oh, doggy. It reminds me of the word anxious. Let the lowly brother boast in his exaltation, but the rich man in his humiliation. Because as the flower of the field he shall pass away. For the sun rose with burning heat. Uh-oh. No one gets to escape from the heat of the sun. And withered the grass. People are as grass. All flesh is as the grass. And its flower fell, and its pretty appearance perished. Clean the inside of the cup and dish. So also the rich man shall fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man who does endure the test, endure the trial, continue to go through the chaos, continuing to grab hold of that which has been revealed. For when he has been proved, for when he has been refined, for when all the dross is out of him, he shall receive the crown of life. The reward which the Master has promised to those who love him shall be in bright, shining garments, in their righteousness, and able to lead others to righteousness, so at some point they can be at the marriage supper of the Lamb. Let no one say when he is enticed, when he is tempted, when he is... We better go look at the word so I can show it to you. James 1:13. Let's see if I can do it without spilling my coffee. I think I can. Too far. Let no man say when he is tempted. Here's our word for trials. Endure trials, endure the test. Elohim tempts no one. He's given us everything that we need to pass the test. He's given it all to us. Because we live in a sinful, fallen world, and the enemy comes with his chaos. He roams about like a roaring lion and goes to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. Elohim has given us everything we need in the midst of the chaos, so that we can continue to grab hold of that which he has given us, that which he has revealed, that which he has breathed, that which is in its perfect order from the very beginning, that which makes the bones strong, that which would allow us to drink the unadulterated milk of the word, that we might grow by it, that we would be able to eat solid food. He has given it all to us. He does not entice anyone. That's what the enemy does. He might take his hand off a situation. He may judge. Well, he does judge. He may sin. He's going to sin and has sent judgment. But he's not tempting us. He's not enticing us. Let no one say when he is enticed that he is enticed by Elohim. For Elohim is not enticed by evil. Duh. And he entices no one. But each one is enticed when he is drawn away. Drawn away by who? Mr. Chaos himself. By his own desire, because Mr. Chaos goes and is trapped. Generally, when there's a trap, there's some bait that's there. You think about trapping an animal, you usually see bait. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it has been accomplished, brings forth death. So when we are enticed and tempted, we need to die to the flesh. In the midst of that chaos in our flesh saying, go this way, go this way, go this way, we need to continue to grab hold of that which he has revealed, that which he has breathed, so that we don't conceive and give birth to sin. We allow that dross to be burned off, so that we are made into the image and the likeness of Yahushua, Messiah. Because sin brings forth death. Do not go astray, because the devil would like to he does lead all the world astray. except the elect, if they were possible. If they weren't warriors in the family of heads that will be in the first resurrection, because they are a full mature stalk of wheat. Don't go astray, my beloved brothers, and we need to be teaching those around us that we are like-minded with, our brothers, or those we are entangled with. Lead them unto that righteousness. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no change nor shadow of turning. You don't have to worry about grabbing hold of something else. There's nothing. He's revealed it. He's revealing it. He's not going to tell you something different that goes against anything that he's revealed. Having purposed it, he brought us forth by the word of truth. For us, is that word refined in us? Is that implanted word of truth refined in us so that we are walking in the fullness of the truth? For us to be a kind of first fruits of his creatures, first resurrection, first fruits in the basket after the one who was the first fruit, Yahushua Messiah. So then, my beloved brothers, those we're supposed to be like-minded with, let every man be swift to Shema, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man does not work the righteousness of Elohim. Therefore, put away all filthiness and overflow of evil. In the midst of him trying to tell you, in the midst of him bringing forth, wanting you to be filthy, wanting you to be dysfunctional, continue to grab hold of that which has been revealed. Receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your life. Let it refine us. Let it speak to us. Let the truth rule and reign as the fullness of the authority inside of us, so that in the midst of the chaos, we would continue to grab hold of the word which he breathed, that is everything from the El to the Ta in its proper order, the commands, the laws, the way we're to walk, everything he's revealed in here. Receive that implanted word which is able to save our lives, and be obedient unto him in all things. And become doers of the word. You're not going to be examined on if you... Well, you may be... Part of the examination may be if you heard it. But really, did you do it? When he scrutinizes to see if we continue to grab hold of that which was revealed in the midst of the chaos and led others to do the same, it's not going to be because we just heard it. It's going to be because we've been doers of it and not hearers only. That's just deceiving ourselves. Because if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looked at his natural face in a mirror. For he looked at himself and goes away and immediately forgets what he was like. Don't forget Yahuah, your Elohim. But he that looked into the perfect, the mature, the fullness and completeness of the Torah of freedom that allows us to walk, it gives us freedom in the end. Freedom what? Freedom to live instead of die. And continues in it, not becoming a hearer that forgets, but a doer of the work. This one shall be blessed in his doing of the Torah. If anyone among you thinks he is religious, thinks he is serving in a manner under Elohim, and does not bridle his tongue, deceives his own heart. This one's religion, this one's service is worthless. Clean and undefiled service, religion, before Elohim, who is the Father, is this. Elohim and Father. He's not two there. He's one. Just because we see that word "and" doesn't make him two. To visit orphans and widows in their affliction, and to keep oneself unstained from the world. To keep the garment pure and clean and bright and righteous, and be refined by continuing to grab hold of that which he has revealed, so when that day comes for us to be examined, to be scrutinized, to see if we'll be chosen, we will be unstained from the world, because friendship with the world is enmity with Elohim. Grabbing hold of things which he has not revealed is enmity with Elohim. The wisdom of this age and the wisdom of this world is not the wisdom of Yahuah. It's enmity with Elohim. We thank you, Yah, that you, Father, have given us everything we need for life and righteousness, to continue to grab hold of everything you've given us for life and righteousness. That which you reveal to us, Father, that you've revealed in your word, and that you continue to reveal to us as we walk forward, that we have insight and understanding, that we are able to be successful and prosperous in the word, keeping our own self undefiled, having our garments clean, spotless, and bright before the King of Kings and the Master of Masters, but leading others into the same righteousness, Father. I ask you, Yah, that you give each and every individual that insight and that wisdom, Father, into those things of the kingdom, that those that we are entangled with, Father, would see our good works, hear your good words, and praise you, Father, on the day of visitation. Hallelujah. In Yahuwah's name, hallelujah. Hallelujah.